How's it going, guys? This is TrippleJ, and this is the Wildcat Garage. A little bit of shop talk, and look, I got the NASCARs done finally. Oh yeah, yeah, they turned out pretty good. I mean, they look good. I don't know if they're fast yet though, but I have a feeling they might be. I came up with a new technique for the BlackFire tires, maybe get a little extra speed out of them. Because, the traction's so good. They got great grip, and for going around the corners, whether it's fat track or a little bit less than fat track, but if it's wide open track, the BlackFires will give you superior performance over no tires at all, that's for sure. I mean, you might lose a little speed, but what I decided to do is I figured, well, why not see what happens if I reduce the friction by slicing a BlackFire in half? And the trouble of it is that compound is really tough. It's really tough to cut that stuff. But, I started working on it, and I finally came up with a way that would do it. You can't cut it with like a pair of dikes or scissors or whatever. That doesn't work. But what I have figured out is take a bamboo stick. Well, it's a stick of bamboo, and it's about the size of a, this right here is the second size up on a Hot Wheel wheel. I don't know the measurements, but it's not the small one. The small one being these little guys. Anyway, the whole point is you want to get the tire stretched out a little bit, and you want it on a surface that's I've done it on metal dowels before, fat screwdrivers. Thunder, get out of here! Fucking dog. And the hard surfaces beneath the tire, it seems to doesn't give you as true of a cut. It kind of resists the blade going through. And so, all right, this is my razor knife. This is a really trick knife, by the way. And so what you do, using the most accurate of eyeball calculus, you try to get it right dead in the center. And when you think you got it lined up, I got one eye open right now. I'm hardly putting any pressure. Now, I'm going to start applying some pressure. I'm pulling up with the hand that's holding the bamboo, and I'm pushing down with my knife and the blade, and now I'm rotating the bamboo as I'm pushing in the opposite direction with the knife. So I'm, obviously doing a cutting motion with a very sharp razor blade. It looks like I'm going a little crooked. Oh man. Okay, I'm cutting this sucker. And it's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good. I'm not using a tremendous amount of force, but I'm using some force. But you can feel the blade dig into the bamboo, and so you're getting a cut all the way through the tire. You don't want to have to go over it a couple times. You want to just slice through this baby once. And this is some really some tough stuff here. Okay, by Job, I think we've got it. Oh man, what a hack. One side's thicker than the other. That wasn't perfect cut. I don't know, this is about the 10th one I've done. Okay, hey, look at that. See? Can you see this? Alright. We got a BlackFire split. Now, on your home track, you don't have to glue these down, but if you send them off to anywhere, BlackFires are a pretty rare thing. There's only like about 6, 7 of us in the world that are using these things, and Lily the dog is gonna get some. Yeah, you got a hold of me, and I got to ship those off. Hey man, I'm sorry I haven't got those to you yet. My wife, she's been in the hospital, and I've been my plate's been full, and I finally got her mellowed out, and we got a pretty good plan. She's still not out of the woods, but anyway, I've been busy, but I haven't forgot about you. I'll get you some tires. But this is cool, because like for a smaller, lighter car, you really don't want the big fat BlackFire meat back there, really. I mean, it gives you killer traction, and if everybody had BlackFire tires on, then you wouldn't have to slice them, or you could, a strategy, but if everybody had them on, it looks so much better. There's nobody sliding around, getting in the way, ruining the race. You know, when they're all BlackFires, everybody's pretty much going straight. I mean, there's still carnage and there's still accidents, but you know, well, you've seen on some of my videos on my track at home, the Wildcat. But the Wildcat, you know, is a work in progress. You know, I set it up in one day and tear it down that same day, which is really a bummer because you don't have time to, you know, work with it, study it, massage the trouble places. And, you know, I will get that chance. And I really want to, you know, change it up a little bit this season and just give us some different looks. But I'm sorry, I just like the high speed, and I like to see the cars just going down a long straightaway. Because when the race is tight, it looks so cool when they start getting in formation and they start drafting and you get some slicing and dicing. I mean, it looks so much like real racing. I just love it. So I'm going to continue with that. I'm always going to have a long straightaway. But I got some more of that Hot Wheel orange track to lead into the fat track, and so I want to do like so that means I'm going to have like it's another 50 foot I just got for the orange track, seamless. So I'm going to probably cut that into 4 sections, so 4 more 25-foot sections. And I don't have a metric brain right now, so you guys can do the math. For those of you, my mates in Australia, why is it blurry again? Okay, there you go. And it'll be interesting to see, because I just have to figure out how to make a nice corner. Maybe I'll have something, you know, 3D made, 3D printed with 4 lanes that'll work with the orange track, a big sweeper, maybe a 2-meter sweeper, you know, a 6-footer, you know, and then that'll go into a, you know, severe fat track merge into a corner, you know, a big drop, you know, maybe like a meter and a half drop or something, you know, just gnarly drop. And then anyway, you'll see. It'll be cool. So I got some new cars in the mail, and there was a purpose for this besides me being bored. Hot Car Track was he's got a bunch of Holdens down there, and they're oh god, what kind are they? They're Beyonte Minis. Well, the Beyonte Minis are they're similar to a GreenLight in the way they construct these things, except the difference is the Beyonte Minis, they have a shroud over the wheel, you know, in the wheel well, and it's attached to the chassis. And the only way to get your wheel swapped is you got to cut through the top, and it's really a pain to do. And these are similar, except there's no shroud on them. But I'm going to go ahead and this is a cop car, believe it or not. And this is another Dodge Charger, just like the Confessor. And what I like about these GreenLights, once you get past the pain in the ass, you know, wheel swap, you know, putting the weight in, they have a big fat block of metal in the front. You can see this right here. This is a big solid piece of metal right in the front here. So we got a nice weight in the front. Gives you some good downhill, and then you can balance it out from there. And you've seen the Confessor run before. I mean, he's bad. This is a bad car. This one really goes. Unfortunately, when I built him, you know, I was naive in thinking that I didn't need to polish the nickel-plated, faster-than-ever wheel axles. You know, why would you have to do that? Well, you need to, because they're faster if you polish the nickels. Polish your nickels, everybody. Don't be a fool and polish your nickels. So I'm going to cut this baby open, and I'm going to pull them apart, drill them apart. You get to see the whole thing. And but I need to take a quick break and let my stupid dog out because I think he's got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back with you. Pardon me as I was so rudely interrupted by Thunder, my dog. He's a really nice dog, though. He's a half Black Lab, half Chesapeake Bay Retriever. He weighs about 125 pounds, and he thinks he's a Chihuahua, or he thinks he's a cat. Yeah, he tries to get on your lap, but he's just like, it squishes you. He's just a big boy. Okay, let's rip this sucker open. I have no time. Okay, we did the BlackFire thing, and I put them on some of my NASCARs, and I'm going to test them. I'm going to probably cut the crap out of myself. You'll see it live on TV. TrippleJ slices his main artery. There goes the shit on the camera. I mean, what town has a red police force? I mean, this is a fire thing. This is like the fire chief's car, you know. And I didn't know that this was a friggin' police car until I read it on here. It's from Ridley Township, Pennsylvania. All right, Pennsylvania is they're old school. That's an old original colony, man. That was $5.95 back in the day. All right, so this is a GreenLight. Oh, these wheels suck. They look great. The looks aren't everything. Okay, this plastic front bumper looks great. First major crash at the end of the track, it'll pop right off. That happened to the confessor. It broke off, but I glued it on, and now it's with this Loctite Ultra Gel Control. Yeah, that glue is really great. It's strong, and I haven't had a problem with it yet. So, get rid of the package, and look at those little pissy ass. Look at those little rivets, man. Those rivets are just GreenLight, green rivet in the front, red in the back. Okay, now what I can tell you, don't let those little baby rivets scare you off, because there's nothing to be afraid of. Okay, let's set her down. And, okay, I put the cutting oil on the tip of the blade. I'm on the tip of the drill bit, because see, the drill bit is designed to take the matter and the material away from the area that you're drilling, but it also will distribute cutting oil to the spot. So why put it in the, you know, it doesn't make sense to put it in the hole. Alright, now the hard part, let's get this sucker lined up. Do it like this. Oh shit. Sorry guys, didn't mean to knock you around. Okay. Should be using a vise. And alright, in order to do this correctly, I'm going to have to raise the camera up some so we can properly demonstrate this procedure. Okay, let's see if I can do it this way now. It was in my way. Okay. Alright, stop me if I don't have it lined up. Okay, does it look square? Square enough. It doesn't have to be exact. You just have to get her going. Nice and easy. I'm not really gripping the car all that tight. Just trying to pop that little rivet. Well, I'm not really trying to pop the rivet out, but see, the rivet head will come out with this, with your first step. You know, your tapper bit. I want to call it a 156, but you know, I don't like to be bothered with details. Oh man. You know, and before I jumped into doing the second one here, I forgot that it's been like months since I did the confessor, the other one, so it's not like I just did it yesterday and I don't have any video of me doing it. I can't find the notes. Let's see what we got going on here. I drilled it all the way through the hood. Okay, here's my little brush. I got the hole lined up pretty good. The actual stud in the, let's have a look. See the stud? I didn't really center tap that one that well, but you know, the back post isn't all that beefy. It's probably maybe a quarter less in circumference than the average Hot Wheel rivet post. But you know, no worries. You just got to be a little more careful. Now, I mean, it's easy to screw any of these up. All right, always brush your drill bit. Get that debris out of there. It doesn't help you. It just kind of gets in the way. And once again, let's put the little cutting oil on there. This isn't anything fancy. This is just 3-in-1 oil. And don't ever use that to lube your wheels. It's the wrong stuff. It's too heavy. It's too heavy of an oil. you'll just collect gunk, and you'll have the BlackFire 1 gunky wheels, collected debris in the hot, humid weather of Sydney, Australia, and you finish in the middle of the pack. Yeah, weather is a big deal. I got this thing lined up. Yes, I do. A little bit aggressive there. Now, before you do, it's best to do these in like a vise, or if you can hold the thing steady. I mean, I don't put stuff in a freaking washcloth on the table. I'd rather hold it by hand because I can feel the pressure, and I feel like I have better control of the bit in the whole overall operation when I have it in my hands. But that's just me. I have a lot of confidence in my abilities, and you should always do this stuff with confidence. Okay, so I'm not confident that I did what I needed to do, but I'm going to go ahead and go for the next size bit, and let's see if we can for step 2 bit. And what is this size? It's an 8 something. I don't know. I got these from Jados 65 off of eBay, and yeah, he supplies me with all my hardware for tapping out this stuff. The tap, the handle, and all this kind of stuff. You can get a whole kit for like $14. I mean, he's got. I think the good one is like 25 with this guy here, and this is a nice one. And I just picked up another set of bits and a new tap, because when you do a lot of these stuff, a lot of these cars, you do wind up going through, or the stuff does get dull eventually. But if you use the oil, not only does it help you cut through the rivet holes and drill them out and tap them, but it also preserves your drill bits and your taps. So just use your oil. It's a step that you cannot afford. I mean, it's stupid not to use the oil. Just don't be a fool, I say. Okay, let's see if I can do this right. Okay, I got something. Oh, it's a disaster happening before your very eyes. Okay, well, there's a little teeny ass. There it is. There's the rivet head. So I went at it too hard. You want to go at these a little slower, because actually the first drilling might have done it. It's biting. Oh man, hammer time. It's a disaster. You guys saw it first. Okay, let's get right to the nuts and bolts of this thing. Look at that. You can't get it out. It's in prison. How did they get it in there? Well, obviously it must have threaded on. So, without further ado, take these non-BlackFire tires off. They're basically just lookies, because that's all they're good for, is looking good. I'm going to try to preserve these wheels because, okay, they do twist off. Unlike a Beyonce, these twist out, I believe. Am I getting anywhere? They're slipping. I might just have to take more drastic measures. I'm going to pry. Oh yeah, great. And I've got this massive screwdriver here to work with. This may not do it. I'm winging it, guys, because I don't remember. I don't care about these wheels, really. I honestly don't care. I'd like them to be preserved, to reuse them for another date, another car. I mean, someday when I get old and retire and I build models again. Okay, off it comes. Okay, let's look close to it. Is this threaded? Yes, it was threaded. So before you start reefing and yarding on stuff, be patient. A few more twists and it probably would have came right off without a problem. But Okay, so yeah, it'll never be a good roller with its rubber tires again. I don't care. Okay, now we got the back ones to do. Practice what I preach, so we're gonna be patient. In case he's watching, Nate, you're gonna ruin your wheels. Those are valuable. In case he can make his own, he makes this stuff. He makes alloys. I mean, the real deal alloys. KC's Kustoms, man. You know, and another guy, another mate of mine, Mark D. You guys know Mark D. Mark D is a master constructor as well. And he really gets down to the nuts and bolts of the thing, and he's been grooving wheels to countersink those BlackFire tires, which will keep them from slipping off, and you won't have to glue them. I mean, it's, you know, the whole thing about this hobby is, I don't care. I'm just going to pry it off because it's my rear. Oops. I plumb blew the guts out of him. All right. Another tool. You know, if you want to learn how to preserve these wheels, you're watching the wrong channel. Okay, done with the garbage. Now we can get down to the nitty-gritty. There's a couple ways of doing this. Now, I'm thinking if I have the proper set of snippers, I can just cut right here. Now you could take a saw, a hobby saw, something like this, and you could line it up, and you need to have this secure, and you don't want to do this with your hand. I mean, only a fool would do that. You're not going to get it straight, because it's critical that you get this straight, and you just want to get the top part. You want to try to leave the holes intact, even though they're really too big. Your axles are going to be loose in there, but when you put the new FTEs and nickels in there, or whatever you use, you just glue them in. You know, you make sure they're lined up, and glue them. Use that jig that you get from Redline Derby. You know, it's a pretty good little jig. Hot Wheels boy uses them, and you know, any of you guys, I don't use it that often, but it's kind of handy because I never really put my car upside down and set them on top like that. I do it from the top usually, and I'll secure them, and you'll see the step. You know, those are nice. It's a nice little tool. Okay, let's quit screwing around. All right. All right. Let me see. What's up here? Okay, I'm going to take these tin snips. See if I can line it up. Just get that sucker off. It's not working too good. I don't remember. Oh yeah, I did. We have penetration. I'm probably have to go in there and clean that out, because I want to be able to drop my axle in. I mean, I don't care really about this stuff, except there's a little burr there you can see sticking out, and that is going to hit the inside of your wheel, and so this is going to require a bunch of filing. You know, we're talking some time put in, so you may not get this might be a two-parter. I might just, you know, once I get this cut for you, I may just show you some new cars that I got. Okay, well, that worked pretty well. May not be the best way to do it. Refer to this video and then message KC or Mark D, and they'll tell you the proper way. Because they'll say TrippleJ is out of his mind, and they would not be wrong. Practically am. All right. I'm going to snip it a little bit though. For some reason, I couldn't believe all. That's a little better. Now, ideally what you want is a small set of metal files. Really small. You can get them, they're like probably at a hobby place. You can get them. I used to have a set, and I loaned them to a friend of mine, and he was an idiot, and he lost them or whatever he did. I don't have them anymore, and I haven't got out to get new ones. But you can get them in the small places like this and really do some detailed filing work. And my nippers are getting kind of dull. These aren't like, my dad had these laying around, so no telling where they came from. He's a great collector, but he's not the greatest with keeping his tools in order. He's always losing tools. If I loan him tools, I have to watch him like a hawk. I loaned him my Sawzall. Ooh. And it had a $100 battery on it. It goes with my drill, and my flashlight, and it's a part of a kit. And I didn't want to lose it because the batteries are expensive. And sure enough, I said, Dad, please bring it back. And 3 days later, I had to track him down. And he was using it. And I'm thinking, and I asked him, Dad, have you been using this for a while? Oh yeah, but it's really convenient and handy, and mine has a cord on it, so I can't, anyway, yeah, excuses. And so I'm thinking, that thing eats batteries. So if I stand here long enough, he's just going to run out of juice, and I'll just take it then and say, oh, sorry, the other one's not charged. Sure enough, a couple moments later, just like it dies on him. It's like, oh man, I think the battery's dead. I go, oh, Dad, I'm sorry. Want me to go get your extension cord for your other one? Your own tool? Yeah, you will. Okay. So in here, these burrs have to be filed. Okay. Now, another little trick that I just kind of discovered: when you're filing metal on metal, metal, Casey. It's one of his favorite two words together: metal. And you put the cutting oil on your metal, preserves your file, and displaces the debris. And I should be counting. Oh, crap. I do like 20. You always go the same direction. Try to keep it flat. Try to keep it square. Do it by feel. You don't apply a lot of pressure. Let the file do the work. See? And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to file this down. I'm just kind of doing this for demonstration. I'm going to argue with this for probably an hour off camera in order to get this right, because this is not something you can just, oh look, this is it, whiz bang. No, for a plastic chassis, yeah, I'd be done already, but not with this one. This is actually some labor. Now, what Hot Car Track's got going on? Oop, I'm just going against my deal. What he's got going on with those Biontes, see, he can't really do the sanding. He's got to go in from the top, but since he's going in from such a high spot, he may not affect the critical area where the inside of the wheel hub. Okay, here's your outside of the wheel there. On the inside where the axle meets, that will touch the chassis, and that's a critical point. Oh look, the right width. Of course, it's the same stance as a frickin' Holden, and also this is it's just a little bit wider in the chassis, and so you have to file. There's a lot of filing that goes on because it's so easy to glue these down, and you got it too snug against the chassis, and you have one wheel that's sticky. So these are a pain in the butt. GreenLights are a pain, but once you get through all the arguing with the chassis and you get the wheel beds dialed in and ready, you get them all buffed. Like, I'll use a Dremel. I'll file it. I'll probably use an emery board, for smoothing your fingernails. One of these things, a two-sided emery board. I got a bunch of new ones. Probably use that, and then I'll hit it with the regular file again, and then I'll take my Dremel with a buffing bit, and I'll buff them out, and I'll probably buff it with wax. Some kind of wax, like maybe the stuff here, Derby Works Pro Bore wax. This stuff's really spendy. There's got to be better stuff out there, but I mean, for me, it was worth it just to me to go to one place rather than spend all day researching, you know. And in the long run, I saved $10 by, you know, researching, when I could just have it now, and you know, and I've got the whole day. You know, $10 for a whole day, it does not equate for me. You know, if I'm saving $100 in a whole day, now we're talking something. Talking business then. Okay. Anyway, check them out here. Okay. This is going to tap nicely. A few burrs, but it's not too bad. Not too bad in the back. And the interior is kind of nice in these. Let's see if I can even get it out to show you. The dashboard's riveted on, and so is the windscreens. They're riveted on, and so I'll probably, when I go to drill and tap the studs out, I'll probably put some masking tape inside of there. I'll clean it and put some masking tape down, just to, you know, kind of keep the oil and the metal shavings off the glass, off the plastic, the windscreens, keep from getting scratched up. Now the interior, this here is it's a different kind of plastic than Hot Wheels uses. It's more of a hard, brittle plastic, but it's actually quite nice. Yeah, it's well done. Oh, there's places to put putty. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, that's the deal there. That's all you do. You just come in from the top, snip them out, and you got to buff and polish the heck out of them. And when it's all over and done with, you should have a competitor, very fast car. And we'll get back to this. Not like the tail draggers, which I never did really show you the finished build. And they are finished, but yeah, there's some details I wanted to show you guys. But I wanted to test them before I started going, oh yeah, this is how you do it. And then they'd be, you know, rotten and they won't work. All right, I finished them up, you guys. So I'm going to take it apart, and I'm going to deconstruct and show you what I did. All right, so without further ado, and this is a long video, as you guys know, and I'm going to probably chop it up. You're going to probably miss a bunch of parts, but it is what it is. All right. Now, as you know, it's a GreenLight, and this is the first of 3 more. Well, actually 4 more. Got the black and white, and I've got this red guy. Oh man, credit wheel spin, huh? That one's not great, but uh-oh, we have issues? Yep, we have an issue. Well, let's find out what's going on. Let's take her apart. Okay, I haven't tested. I've just finished it up, and let her sit for probably like a day or so. Built a couple cars in between. I got an 04 Johnny Lightning Pontiac GTO Monero. I don't know what I call it Monero, but let's see if this shit. No, didn't work. Yeah, we had a leak. See how that came apart? Okay, well, see, that's all part of the process. So I'll have to clean this out again, and deal with it. Yeah, that putty came undone, so it's, well, see where it's affecting the wheel any. Yeah, so I mean, it's a work in progress. You know, like any new technology or method of doing things, you know, there's going to be trial and error, and so you just keep trying until you have no more errors. And I'm stubborn. I want to get the stand putty to work, like I said earlier. So, oh, and I said, oh yeah, it's a block of steel in here. No, it's a hood. There's an opening hood. But what I did I was stuffing putty up into this cavity here, and it was going up underneath into the engine compartment. All of a sudden the hood started lifting up. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, there's a hood. Here was the engine. Well, I had no room for this plastic. So now it's a great compartment for the weight. So that's what this is. This is a weight compartment, which is good. This is what we want. It's a little high, a little bit of high weight, but you know, this is a police car. You know, not really going to put this in competition. I mean, sure, it's going to chase other cars down around the track, but I'm not going to send this anywhere, probably. I think it's going to probably just stay home. So, you know, I'm not going to use this experimental... Well, yeah, I'm going to be using putty, and I'm going to use this liquid electrical tape on a lot of my builds. But I'm going to figure out what its limits are. You know, where I can afford to gamble with it, and where it's just outright foolish. So, anyway, what I did with this here is I polished and grinded and filed for probably a good hour on the chassis. And yeah, you can see it's smooth. There's no rubbing. The hub's nice and smooth. And I don't know what the hell is wrong with this wheel, why this wheel's not spinning right. I haven't graphited this either. There's no graphite. But, okay, there's that. Yeehaw. Okay, here's a Holden. This is a Johnny Lightning, an Arrow. This had rubber wheels on it. And very similar to that Ute that I showed you just a little bit ago. And put one tire on him. There's no weight. I ran out of that putty weight. But inside of these, there's a really nice compartment that you can. Oh, actually, I did put weight in here. I used some of this. It's they bill it as an adhesive weight. Well, yeah, it's adhesive if you put the tape on the back. So yeah, I don't like doing tape. So I glued 3 of them in the front, and so it fit perfectly, you know, for where the engine goes. So it's going to give the car the natural weight. See how much she weighs. Yeah, see, this car is going to have no problems. Now I could send this to Australia and not even lose any sleep. Well, it's only 58 grams, but you know, I could get some more weight in there if I want. But I'm going to just run them like it is and just see what happens. Got one tire. That's a nice, slender little BlackFire on there. And this is going to be a good car. Okay, I finished the fancy Holden. And this guy's a pig. What does this weigh? It's a pig. It weighs 61 grams. Yeah, I think the heaviest one I have of this particular Commodore Hot Wheel version is 80, but I gutted the interior on that. And see this one here, do I dare open this? I don't really want to open it. Let's see if it's how the wheels spin. Oh man, these wheels are happy. Yeah, I'm not going to open it. I put weight. I took the putty weight and I put it on the opposite side, on the passenger side of this, and I put the weight on the opposite wheel. It's on the same side as the tire. Apparently I didn't care. Well, we're just going to see what happens with it when I race on the track. And then I put the liquid electrical tape over the putty to keep it from seeping, and it looks like it's probably done a pretty good job. You know, we'll revisit this if there's a problem, and you guys will be updated. And I'll probably put on the track, and if there's something wrong with it, it'll end up, you know, being taken out of the race, which that would probably tick me off, but it is what it is. Then the GT40 that I misdrilled, I wasn't paying close enough attention, and I blew out the stud. Well, Mark D and KC came up with they gave me some different solutions to use, like JB Weld for the post and make a form for it, like with using a straw. And I did a similar thing. I used this other glue, sometimes the JB Weld handy. I got impatient. But anyway, I redid it, and this guy's got some nice wheel spin. I put the faster ever wheels. This was wow, that's nice. It was a non-roller. This will be in my GT40 chases. This has got a regular size tire. Now I'll probably pull this tire off. You see the difference in thickness? 2 tires for the price of 1. Let's see what the GT40 weighs. Okay, normal GT40. I got a bunch of these at our local Safeway. It's a big supermarket here in California. They carry Hot Wheels now because Kmart's gone. So somebody had to fill up the gap. Okay, a stock GT40 with a plastic bottom weighs 35 grams. Oh, look at the cool, look at the engine work I did. Ooh, colored it up. Did a little work on the dash, did the seats. You can probably see in there. Right, did the seats. Steering wheel. I mean, KC was going to do a way better job than me, but you know, it's a GT40. I mean, how lame am I that I can't do it myself? 41 grams. So, you know, I just put a little bit of weight because he's, you know, pretty much a stocky, but I wanted to, for the GT40 chases, I wanted to have some fast ones in there. Like I've already got the antifreeze Hot Wheel Classic, you know, in there. And then plus, I wasn't happy with that. I'm going to show you guys. I picked up, well, I think you've seen them, but this one came in the mail today. KC's got this one down in Tasmania. And, you know, these are heavy. These are all metal. This one has nickels. These are just, you know, standard axles. But they're very well made. It seems like when they make the GT40, they reach into the premium wheel bin, and so they tend to spin better as opposed to some of the other cars. I mean, which is cool with me because by all rights, the GT40 ought to be one of the fastest things that you ever open out of a package. And they're getting it as expensive as Ferraris. Believe me, trying to buy these things on eBay, they're averaging about $20 a piece. It's just crazy. Pisses me off because I got them for, you know, the ones I have for $1.50. You know, that's like $20. Jeez. Of course, it was about 20 years ago. Invest in GT40. It's a solid investment. Listen to E.F. Hutton. Okay, so anyway, that's the GT40 chase is going to be interesting. I'll be able to rotate cars, and I've got like, I think I bought 7 of these. I think I'm going to buy a few more just so I have like 10 or 12. I mean, all the same car. You know, I'm going to try all kinds of stuff just to make it fun. And you know, when it comes down to it, I may just have a Ford versus Ferrari tournament. You know, and the Ferraris, I'm building them up. I mean, I'm fixing them. I've got F40's with faster than ever wheels, and then this one here, I just finished him today. This is a Ferrari F512M, and metal base, but he had cruddy wheels. He had these, and these just sucked. I mean, they look pretty good, but you know, once you pull them out, I mean, why not just put faster than ever wheels in there if you have them? I mean, it's a Ferrari. A Ferrari deserves nickels, in my opinion. So, more of these. This is similar to the one that I pretend Kimi Mike drives. I've got the charcoal gray one with this. So I've got several of these, and I've got some red ones, and I'll be doing some more. So, doing a Ferrari competition, GT40 competition, mix them up competition, and then eventually when I quit playing around, we can maybe have drivers. You know, I'll call for some drivers. But you know, I think you know, for some of you guys don't know, there's a group of guys that I've been racing with for the last year, and mainly they're from Australia and New Zealand, and you know, those guys are cool. And so I'll put them on there, and then, you know, some of my new guys on the channel, new subs. You guys just message me and stuff, and you say what you want to drive, and we'll get to it. You know, I'll give you preferential treatment. You know, but I'll be doing fun videos, kind of like the ones I've been doing. You know, mostly promo type stuff, but I'll do some serious hardcore racing. I had the track almost set up today, but the wind just started screaming, and I decided to scrap that idea. But I told you the last one, I got the NASCAR finished. Oh, I said I got another Holden in the mail. That came today. It's fully stocked. This one seems to have pretty fast wheels though. Not bad for a stocky. Yeah, because I can race a bunch of these stock ones just to have fun. But you know they're going to slide over the track. And I've been, I set up my track bed, thinking I was going to get the whole track set up, but I set up the bed, and I set it up to have 3 corners. I really don't have I don't have the corner supports finished yet. I just have one corner support finished. But really the first corner takes all the abuse. And then after that first corner, you know, the traffic spreads out, so you don't really get the weight on your corners, so they're not going to, the odds of them breaking down and getting damaged are pretty low. But, so hopefully the next setup we'll have some 3-corner action with a bunch of straightaways, and it should be pretty exciting. So that's pretty much it. I showed you the car, and once again, I'm gonna probably this trouble area right in here, I'm probably gonna end up scraping that out because I don't want any seepage. It's not going to seep here, and then here, that's pretty solid. That looks pretty good to me. I don't think that's going to go anywhere, so I'm going to probably leave this area here. That's sealed up pretty good, but I failed. I probably didn't clean this area with alcohol before I went ahead and added the putty and then put the liquid electrical tape on it. But shouldn't be an issue. This will be a good car. You guys will see it roll. Anyway, that's the deal. That's a wrap. We'll go into the rest of the video now. Okay, guys. I'll talk to you soon.